So I want you to imagine this. You set a destination on your GPS, and halfway through this journey, you all of a sudden decide that you're going to stop following the direction. Where do you end up? Chances are it's not where you intended, and that is living life by default and not by design. Now, the mid-year is a perfect opportunity for you as an agent. Really, every quarter is a perfect opportunity for you to really assess whether or not you are on track to achieve your goals for the year. Now, many times we complete a business plan with the best intentions, but where do they end up? They end up on forgotten notepads and lost somewhere in the shuffle of our busy lives. It's time that you stop acting like every other agent. So stay tuned, and I'm going to teach you a strategy on how to be unique. Hi friends, I'm Shayla Dean with Speaking of Real Estate, and it is my genuine goal today that your perspective changes after you get this unique view on how you can assess your business and assess it the right way. Now, for the past 6 months, you've been operating on autopilot. You've let the market determine your income. A proficient agent doesn't let the market determine their success. Instead, they are consistently, proactively working towards the goals that they set at the beginning of the year. Now, sure, you could operate on default, but you'll finish the year with a lot of, man, I wish I had a lot of those moments. Here's what I mean in a real life example. So last week I met with an agent, and let's just call him, for the sake of this story, let's just call him John. Now, I could tell that John wasn't himself. So I called him in for a business consultation, and I asked him how he felt about where he was in his business. Now, of course, John, much like you perhaps, responds with, oh, business is probably not where I want it to be, but the market. Now, if this is resonating with you, I want you to stop right there in your tracks. I want you to go run numbers in MLS, because houses are still selling. You are just not doing consistent activities and being consistently accountable with someone other than yourself, nor do you have a vision for your life. Now, Agent John, I went up to my whiteboard with a pen and I asked him, why are you doing this? He said, to be successful. I want you guys to know that that's not enough. Success is an ever-evolving benchmark. What matters is why you're doing this. And saying more, to have more, and to be more isn't an answer. I don't understand why this part is so hard. But after several questions, he finally said, you know what? I want to own a home. Bingo. You are not going to get out of bed every day long-term for the benchmark to be more successful and to have more. You need to define it. You have one shot at this life, so why not make the best of it? Start reminding yourself why you work so hard. And maybe put up a vision board in your office, put a picture on your phone with a wallpaper that defines what it is that you want to fund in your life. This is going to be a constant reminder that's going to keep you motivated, and it's going to keep you focused to where you're going to want that business plan in front of your face nonstop. Another important part of this process is that you have a mid-year review. You need to assess each lead generating department and how it's operating. On a scale of 1 to 100%, how am I doing in this department? 100% means that you have systems in place, you have scheduled activities, you know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and who is supposed to be doing it. If you score anything less than 100, that is room for growth. Now, don't forget an activities management. So many agents right now are reacting. They're acting like college freshmen. Your professor didn't care if you showed up or not, nor does anybody else if you own a real estate business. If you don't show up and you don't have scheduled activities, you're going to be out of the business really fast. So if you don't have your business plan in front of you, pause the video, go grab it and bring it back. Let's define where you are in your business. Identify what strategies, what lead gen strategies you put in your business plan. If you didn't have that identified, what I want you to do is go back and run your last 6 months and say, where does my business come from? And I want you to look at each of those departments and ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 100%, how am I doing in this department? Am I consistent? Do I know what I'm doing it and when I'm doing it, or who's doing it? So let's say you rated a 55% on your sphere of influence. Let's say you closed 4 deals in the first half. What that tells us is that you have 45% room for growth. Imagine, what would 45% increase in your sales from your SOI department do to your business? So if your SOI is operating at a 55% Instead of saying 45% better, start little. Say what would 1 or 2 or 3% better look like in this department. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Not today, my friends. The goal is to have each department operating at 100%. This means that the market is not going to determine your income. When you are fully operational, you are going to allow yourself opportunity to expose weaknesses because you're assessing them and you can improve on them. Business assessments shouldn't be done alone. If you're looking for clarity in your business, please reach out. I am here to guide you through this process because it is my hope that this today offers you a sense of clarity and a better sense of direction. Please remember that we don't work for ourselves just to kind of show up. Like there's a passion and a reason that's inside of you. So let's live a life of abundance. Let's start being intentional and let's start being proactive. Until next time, my friends, stay inspired, stay proactive, and keep leveling up.